Welcome to this edition of Southeast Iowa Prep Sports Plus. It's July 10th, everyone. 1 month away from my official midlife crisis 35 birthday. and leading up to that, we have baseball, we've got softball, we've got Hunter Moeller, we've got Peter. We've got Fairway food stores carrying us, our advertisers carrying us. Hunter, you know what they don't sell at Fairway food stores?
Nothing.
The answer wasn't nothing, but that was a good idea. You kind of froze a little bit too. But what I was going to say is
You
they
did
don't
too.
sell.
Maybe it's me.
Oh, maybe it is. I was going to say they don't sell Angel Reese's new Reeboks that just came back. They only sell good stuff at Fairway food stores. We're going to talk a little baseball. We're going to talk a little softball. The A block is going to be
only the good stuff. Huh?
Oh, I should have made the B block baseball because B and B, whatever. Oh, there he goes. It wasn't mine. Or no, it wasn't mine. That was Hunter the whole time. Bye, Hunter. I guess it's just an Andy episode today. Now he'll be back. Well, now I'm all alone. I have nobody to talk to. But I'm still going to talk a little baseball. So everyone focus on me. Hunter, he's a thing of the past. I knew his internet was going bad. I knew it wasn't mine. Shout out to my internet company, which doesn't advertise the show, so I'm not going to say who it is. There he is. We were only saying good things about you, Hunter.
It was definitely me.
A little baseball. Now you're looking crisp. So Hunter, last time we left our loyal watchers, we were talking about the big one, the main event in Fairfield, Iowa. Fairfield Trojans, Burlington Greyhounds, Thursday night. It was all on the line. The SEC title game. I don't know if you saw my, I had Grok make us a hype poster for this game.
That was awesome.
Didn't turn out great, but it turned out awesome. Fairfield defeats Burlington 3-2, Hunter. And a wild one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's freezing again. He's freezing up. Just like the Burlington Greyhound batters froze up against starting pitcher Dane Burkhart for Fairfield, who pitched a complete game.
Hold on. You're freezing up.
No, you're freezing up. You're freezing up. I'm in 4K. I'm in 4D. I'm talking about the Fairfield Trojans. Don't worry, Hunter. Don't worry. You just figure out. You kind of look like you're stuck in like the 90s, and you just got a phone call on your dial-up internet. But I'm gonna keep yapping about the Fairfield Burlington game. Everybody. Now I'm talking directly. Hunter's not here. I'm talking directly to you, the fans. Burkhart had a good game pitching, but Fairfield down 2-1, bottom of the sixth. I'll tell you, I was actually interviewing softball coach Bob Bradfield after the Fairfield softball game while watching this game. Kaysen Miller, senior, up to bat. He's battled with the injuries all year, so much to where he was trying not to run too hard just to kind of keep his body up. We got chaos everywhere. And I'll tell you who had chaos, the visiting Burlington fans, when a 2-run homer by Kaysen Miller blasted over the left center field fence. Burlington had made 2 straight errors, an error to put a runner on, and then a botched foul pop-up, and Kaysen Miller makes him pay. 2-run, heroic home run in the bottom of the sixth. That put Fairfield up 3-2. Burlington did get a runner on in the top of the seventh, but it was the Fairfield Trojans, my friends. The Trojans, and with just 2 losses in Southeast Conference play, 13-2. There's Hunter on his iPhone, looking all vertical.
Dude, my internet just keeps cutting out for some reason. So we're gonna go no internet on the iPhone.
I like that. I like that. I was just talking about how Casey Miller blasted a 2-run home run to knock Burlington off their perch. Burlington had lost to one game to Fort Madison, one game to Mount Pleasant to even let Fairfield back into the championship race because Burlington had swept Fairfield earlier that year. Looked like it might be the third win for Burlington over Fairfield. But as I said, great game by Dane Burkhardt on the mound and a heroic 2-run home run by Casey Miller. And the Fairfield Trojans are back-to-back Southeast Conference champions, Hunter.
Was that Casey Miller's first game back? Because I remember in Burlington, he didn't play the second game, and I was like, I wonder if he got hurt.
So he's been while you were dealing with the internet issues, I was talking about how he's been dealing with some lower body injuries, and so he hasn't been playing defense. And I asked him about it after the game because the game before, he was hitting the ball. He had a double to the fence, and he was like kind of limping around first a little bit, taking it real slow. He actually said after the game that in his first at bat, he hustled to first too hard, and the coaches told him to chill out because he wasn't supposed to run that hard on the injury. But you know what? Some people say you need your legs to hit home runs, but I don't know. Much
Not
like
in Casey Miller's case.
yeah, that's right. Much like my co-host Hunter Moeller, when you have all that arm strength, he actually said he got it off the end of the bat too. And by the way, when the top of the 7th came up, Burlington had like murderers row coming up. Their whole lineup is good, but they had the meat of their lineup up, and Burkhardt got 4 outs because the one runner that got on was a little clunker. So Fairfield wins the conference championship in baseball. We're just gonna kind of like speed through the SEC things because we're gearing up towards postseason. We got postseason baseball to talk about, but Burlington gets first. Fairfield gets first. Burlington second. Mount Pleasant third. They beat Fort Madison to close their thing out. Fort Madison fourth. Washington fifth. Keokuk sixth, and that's it. SEC baseball is over, Hunter. You got any favorite memories?
Honestly, I'm gonna give a little shout out to Burlington.
Ooh.
Playing at the B State Community Field, dude, that's always cool. That's like one of the coolest places to watch.
I love that. I like Community Field. It's super easy to get pictures at Community Field.
Oh yeah.
And they had a lot of seniors. I mean, they were conference champions. Burlington was a couple of years ago. Fairfield took it back from them. I thought they had it after they swept Fairfield, but there are a lot of close games. You know what? Fairfield did also won the close games because Fairfield, that's a 1-run game they won. They walked off Mount Pleasant. They walked off Washington. They walked off somebody else, I think. So Fairfield won the close one. So by the way, we're talking about tournament baseball now. Let's make this the transition to talking about postseason baseball. Fairfield and Mount Pleasant Friday night. Talk about the main event, first round of the Class 3A sub-state tournament. So there is more to the story coming up here on Friday night. Now, Hunter, we talk postseason small school baseball because that's what we were at last night. Hunter, you saw 3 games. I'll let you run through Highland and Hillcrest absolute blowout of their opponents on Monday because I watched them last night, and then talk about the crazy New London game that you saw last night.
Yeah, give me one here, actually. Because the internet is not cooperating. But anyway, besides the fact.
Don't you click that Wi-Fi button, Hunter. You click that data button.
I'm not. It says I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, but then again it says the Wi-Fi is not working, so it's like, well, what do I do? But anyway, a pretty, like you kind of mentioned, pretty much lopsided victories both in Highland and Hillcrest's first round games. Highland takes care of English Valley's. Long story short, 17-2 in this one. English Valleys did hold the 2-0 lead those first two runs in the first inning, so it was 2-0 early, but then 17 unanswered for the Huskies, which included 9 runs in the first 2 innings. and then finally kind of closed it out there after 4 innings with an 8-run fourth inning there. Let me get to Hillcrest Academy real quick here. Hopefully this loads. What's weird is Hillcrest or Varsity Bound's actually working, but then Naviga's not.
Naviga. That's not bad news for me. I got to use Naviga for these stories. While you looked it up, let me tell you, speaking of good places to take pictures, I really like Highland. These are both in Highland, the games you covered and the game I covered last night. Highland has a great mix of like little spots that you can nestle into.
I do like it. It is a pretty easy place to get pictures.
It is not a great place to get hits early in the game if you're a right-handed batter because the sun can blind you. We had a little bit of that last night.
All right. Well, that's not working. But anyway, final score in that one was 12-2 Hillcrest Academy. They built a 9-2 lead, I believe, if I remember right, through 4 innings. And then we're able to close it out in the 5th, scoring 3 in the bottom of that inning to get to 12 there. So obviously they advanced, and obviously you saw that game last night. But do you want to just jump right into that one real quick since I talked about those two teams, and we can get to New London, Notre Dame, and I'll try.
Yeah, that would actually. Yeah, that's a smarter. That's a smarter decision, even though.
Man, Peter's what an episode this is.
This is a crazy episode. I'll tell you what. Can I give you a little hint?
Do it.
The dog hadn't been sleeping because he got. I don't want to embarrass him. He had fleas. And now they're finally gone. And so now he actually is getting some sleep. And so he's not lazing around during the day anymore. Slept all night. Now he's going to be barking. He's waiting for that mailman. Oh, my gosh. That mailman's been so lucky the last few days because Opie's been distracted by his scratching. He's ready to go at him. I was at Highland last night for the winners of the games that Hunter saw. Highland and Hillcrest. And so there were two big-time pitchers on the mound. Bryce Haslett for Highland and Phoenix Anderson for Hillcrest Academy. Honestly, I was on my way. I said, there's probably not even going to be a run until like the 5th inning with those two on the mound. It was just it seemed like a good day to pitch, nice weather to pitch out there. And both teams hit the ball in the first inning. Hillcrest scored 2, Highland scored 2, bunch of boys left on base after the first inning. Then it stayed 2-2 until the bottom of the 5th inning. Now, the bottom of the 5th inning, Highland scores 2 runs, and they loaded the bases. They actually scored 1 run before they loaded the bases, then one no base loaded walk. And so Highland at the bottom of the 5th, it was 4-2. They had the bases loaded with 1 out. Coach Hirschberger went and talked to Phoenix Anderson. They chose to keep him in. He was able to get the next 2 outs, which even though Highland was up, then you're like, okay, this was a hit or 2 away from being a big Husky lead. A big lead for the Huskies. Not that the lead itself would be Husky, but I guess it would be. So then, top of the 6th, Hillcrest scored 2 to tie it. Highland leads the runners on the corners in the bottom of the 6th. So now all of a sudden, going to the 7th inning, after all that, it's tied. And Hillcrest made Highland pay. Batted around in the 7th inning, scored 4 runs, ends up winning this thing 8-4, and a huge comeback win. 3rd time they've beaten Highland this year. They, because of how Highland did in their other games, they were the higher seed here. But 8-4 final. The Hillcrest Academy Ravens moving on. And a couple of leaders here for you. Mr. Rowan Miller, 2 for 4 with a couple doubles, run scored, and an RBI. And he also came in to pitch in the last 2 innings. So he first off, he got the win because he was on the mound when they scored. But so he had both those doubles were during the big rallies, and then also he came in and pitched those 2 shutout innings, got the win. Huge game out of him. Seth Hours, two hits and an RBI. Mason Bender, 2 hits and an RBI. Lincoln Miller, 2 hits and an RBI. Phoenix Anderson, a hit and an RBI. RBI for Lawson Schrock, which was actually the go-ahead. Lawson Schrock, sophomore, had the go-ahead hit in that 7th inning. And then who else had an RBI here? I think I might have ran through the RBIs, yes. And as I said, Miller got the win. Phoenix Anderson threw 104 pitches and did not come back out for the 6th. And then on the Highland side, Highland actually ended up with 5 hits on the day, 1 each by Logan McFarland, Landon Rolling, Riker Miller, William Dunbar, and Hunter Siebel. But Siebel had a big RBI, and another one by Miller had a second RBI for Highland. And there are a couple times where, there's a runner on third and the ball got past the catcher. So I know those RBIs don't add up to 8-4, but it was a wild one. It was a nice postseason crazy game. And now the winner of that has Sigourney, who scored a modest 23 runs against Lone Tree while all this was going on. So, and the winner of that we know is Hillcrest. So now Hillcrest Academy gears up on Saturday to go play Sigourney. And I'm going to make sure it's at Sigourney, or they start doing the neutral sites at this point, Hunter. It's a district.
I think they do.
Right?
I think they do.
They better. They better for 2 reasons. One, because actually, we'll figure out where it is. No, it's at Sigourney.
Oh, okay.
It's at Sigourney. Oh my goodness, Hunter.
You love going to Sigourney, don't you?
Sigourney has a great field, but the reason oh my goodness is you'll find out here in a second. Because I'm going to need you to talk about, what, I'll tell you after you talk about New London's games. A little teaser for you guys what I just got upset about.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hunter.
Yeah, let's jump into some New London Notre Dame. This one ended up being a great game. Obviously, New London beat Notre Dame in the first meeting of the season. I think it was 9-8, and that one was decided, I think, in the bottom of the 7th inning. And then obviously Notre Dame beat New London pretty well in the second meeting. I think it was like 13-2 or something like that. But this one, postseason, when it matters most, New London gets it done. 8-5 over the Nikes. Like I mentioned, this was a great game. Notre Dame took an early 1-0 lead, but New London answers back in the bottom of the second. Got an RBI single from Tate Welcher, and then Gage Burden hit a sac fly to give the Tigers the lead. Then it was kind of a back-and-forth game early. Notre Dame scores 1 each in the second and third to make it 3-2. And then really difference maker in the game was the Tigers in the 4th inning. Ended up scoring 4 runs in that 4th inning. Riley Raines with the single, Cale Westbeck with the single. Memphis Watson was hit by a pitch to load the bases. And then Gavin Minky Bailey was hit by a pitch for an RBI to make it 3-3. Westerback scored on a pass ball to make it 4-3. Kai Riggard was walked. And then Welcher hit into a fielder's choice, but still got an RBI off of it, so 5-3. And then Burden comes back with an RBI single to make it 6-3. And then after a scoreless 5th inning, the Knights pulled it within 1 in the. Let me see here. Actually, am I looking at this right? Wait, they pulled it within. What am I looking at here? On my notes here. Yeah, after a scoreless 5th inning, the Knights scored 2 runs in the top of the 6th to bring it within 1. But then then New London answers back in the bottom of the 6th. Got a bases loaded sac fly from Raines to make it 7-5, and then an RBI single from Watson to make it 8-5, which obviously ended up being the final. So, yeah, I mean, huge win from New London. They did, they faced Nike's best pitcher, and Payne Prossman, I believe is his name. Pretty, I think it's nearly under 1 ERA on the season, and they were seeing him pretty good early on, and Obviously, they made a change of pitchers, and New London just kind of continued to battle away, and then obviously they get the win. They're advancing and facing a familiar foe in the next round in Pekin, which that one I think in their meeting of the season was 2-1. New London in that one, so should be another great game come Saturday night in that one.
Yeah, where do you think they put that game, Hunter? That's got to be neutral, probably between Pekin and New London.
I would think so.
Yeah,
I think only the top seed gets. I tried looking it up earlier, but it didn't say anything yet. So I'm assuming it'll come later.
It's probably pretty local to you and me, maybe like a few steps away. Psych! That game's also in Sigourney. That's what I saw.
Oh, really? That's what you were looking at? Okay.
But it's a doubleheader, so that's fine. That's easy. That's easy pickings for people like us that can just be at 2 games at once. So 5 o'clock. For some reason, Sigourney plays at 5. The Sigourney Hillcrest game is at 5 o'clock. Usually the home team would be playing at 7, but New London and Pekin, I guess, are playing the 7 o'clock game according to the schedule. Pekin beat Van Buren 12-1, beat Moravia 4-0. Henry Adam is who is pitching in that Van Buren game. I don't know who is pitching against Moravia yet. It's not on there, but yeah. So
I thought Henry Adam was pitching against Moravia.
Maybe he was. They had him down as the pitcher against Van Buren, but let me do the math here. Oh, that was a game that wasn't postponed. So maybe he did have pitches because we had games postponed to Monday. The pitch count is by days, so maybe he was able to pitch in both. Anyway, bottom line, 4 teams left in Class 1A Sub-State 5, Sigourney, Hillcrest Academy, Pekin, and New London. That is 3 teams we cover, and 1 school that we cover during some sports when they're with Kyoto.
And at the end of my story, my Hillcrest and Highland story, I do have the other scores from the other teams, but I can't pull that up right now, but because of the internet. But I know Mid Prairie lost 2-1, Cardinal won, so Cardinal's still alive. Pekin's obviously still alive, and then there was one other loss that I is escaping my mind right now. There's one other team that lost.
I have Columbus went from Mount Union. I have Class 2A Sub-State 5 pulled up, and we got 4 teams left in that too. The Cardinal Comets beat Davis County in a South Central postseason clash, 6-2 last night. That was actually a revenge game. Davis County had beaten them 3-2 earlier in the year. We've got Bodie Farrell and Matthew Blum both pitched for Cardinal in that game. They scored 4 in the second, and Davis County cut it to 4-2, and then Cardinal scored 2 later. They will be playing at Interstate 35 High School, a revenge game for the Southeast Iowa Union, as my wife didn't get a job at I-35 out of college, chose somebody else. So they'll be Cardinal will be playing for my family name. That will be at 7 o'clock on Saturday. And over at Sheraton, Central Lee will be playing at Sheraton at 7 o'clock as well. So they're both playing at the same time. The winners will battle somewhere. I'm sure that one has to be somewhere in between, especially if Cardinal wins. And if Cardinal wins and Central Lee upsets my hometown of Sheraton, that'll be right in our backyard. Otherwise, probably between Cardinal, Sheraton, maybe Tumwa, Albia, somewhere like that. And those championship games will be on Tuesday next week. So by the time Southeast Iowa Union Prep Sports Plus comes back, you'll know who's going to state.
Yes, sir.
There you go. That's all we got for baseball right now. When we come back, postseason softball just started, and we'll do a little previewing of the bigger school softball tournament games as well. Stick with us. Do not go away.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Southeast Iowa Union Prep Sports Plus, Hunter Moeller, Andy Krutzinger, Fairway Food Stores, Peter Camp, all our other advertisers. Opie Krutzinger, my dog, who is feeling great right now, run around. There's about 2.5 hours till the mailman comes. He will be stalking that window, just waiting. Anyway, we're going to talk a little softball, Hunter. I'm going to, real quick, because the big school softball slate has been done for a while as far as SEC conference standings go. There were conference games on Thursday. Washington finished off their SEC title. We talked about that last week. They already had it clinched. The Demons did split against the Louisa Muscatine, a ranked 2A team at Washington. Peter's at that one, running the 1s and 2s on the live stream on Monday night, I believe. All of the days are running together because we were at postseason stuff. Mount Pleasant fell to Fort Madison, and Fairfield beat Burlingtown. I was actually at that game because I was at the Fairfield-Burlingtown baseball game. And then a big win over the weekend for Fairfield. They actually beat Albia, who was the top seed in their upcoming regional. They beat them 4-1 on a grand slammy by Lily Bergeron, who's been just crushing the ball lately. And then they almost beat 5A number 7 Pleasant Valley. They had it tied in the last inning against Pleasant Valley, got walked off. So Fairfield softball playing very well. They will be playing on Thursday at home in their tournament game against a good Davis County team. One of us will be there. The other one will be at Washington High School, where Washington plays Midland. Midland,
yep.
Midland in the first round. Washington, of course, big favorites in that. They got the higher seed after their great year. And then Mount Pleasant going over to Oskaloosa, try and pull an upset little revenge. That's the team that beat them in the first game of the year. Small school softball wise, we got a couple teams left. We'll talk about them. First off, alert. We're taping this before the game on the games on Wednesday night. So by the time you see this, Wednesday night's games will already be over. Happens. Hunter will be at one of those tonight, actually. But Hunter, you talk about the Highland Huskies, who are still rolling along in postseason play as of this taping.
Yeah, I mean, Highland obviously past couple years has been one of the most dangerous teams. Obviously last year, absolute heartbreak against Sigourney, who Highland wasn't even ranked, and Sigourney I think was ranked like 1 or 2. Obviously went on to win the state championship, and Highland lost last year 2-1 in a heartbreaker to go to state. But Highland just seems to reload every year, and this year is probably one of their youngest teams from the senior class last year that was going back to them being freshmen. And they're just kind of reloaded again. Only one senior this year. I think 1 or 2 juniors. A ton of 8th graders and freshmen playing in their starting lineup. And what do you know? Highland is looking pretty good here in the postseason. They get a first-round win over English Valleys, 8-0, shut out the Bears. Highland opened up with the pair runs in the first inning and pretty much never looked back. Scored in every inning on the night to end it early. Ended up following those 2 runs in the first inning. They scored 1 each in the second and third, and then followed up with another pair in the 4th and 5th to end it after 5 because 8 lead. What is it? 8-run lead after 5. Then it's game's over.
It's actually 8-run lead after.
Or is it 4 now?
12 after 4, 8 after 4.
12 after 4. But Yeah, Highland gets it done 8-0 to kick off their postseason run on a high note, and they get Northland in this next matchup, which obviously Northland very tough team. Record is like 21-18, but just kind of a little. It's one of those situations where they play a lot of really good teams as a 1A team up in a bigger area. It's going to be obviously a tough game for Highland, but no, Huskies have shown that they can play with anybody, especially over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, they've almost beaten L&M even this year. Also in that, so that was in Class 1A, Region 4. Also in that one, Hillcrest Academy with a wild win over Montezuma, a walk-off win, 11-10. A crazy game in that one. Malia Yoder had 3 RBIs in that one. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a stolen base. Crazy one. They will be playing at BGM. So the winners of those 2 games, the Highlands game and Hillcrest game, will play again. So maybe they'll both win, and we'll see them in softball, just like we did in baseball. And then in the other Class 1A region, check out these 8th grade performances. First off, Keota shuts out Moulton Udell 12-0. I heard that. But 8th grader for Keota, Jesslyn Aller, 2 for 3 with a triple, a double, and 3 RBIs. Also, senior Lainey Swanson with 3 RBIs for Keota in that one. And speaking of blowouts, 19-2 Pekin over Mormon Trail. This one got over in that mercy roll you were just talking about. And 8th grader Kinder Schultz, 2 for 2, 4 RBIs. Carly Gamble, only a freshman, had 3 RBIs in this one. Abby Guys had 3 RBIs as well. They'll all be playing on Wednesday night, which is after we tape this. Pekin they're going to be traveling, I'll tell you that. Pekin at Seymour. Keota's not traveling very far. They're at Sigourney. And then who did I just say? Oh, and then in Highlands bracket, because Highlands going all the way over to Northland, you said, and then Hillcrest at BGM. In Class 2A, let me tell you about a game I was at, Hunter. I was at Class 2A, Region 2, Van Buren County versus Danville. 4-0 win for Van Buren County. Really well pitched game by Addison Bronze, who not only pitched well, but the defense played super well. I was talking to Randy, Van Buren's coach, after the game about how there really weren't any errors on each side. In fact, Danville made some crazy good plays in the outfield, but they're really sharp game, and it only lasted like an hour and 10 minutes. It was quick. I was home quick. In this one, Ada Troutman had a couple of hits and an RBI in that one. Kaylee Snogren had a couple of big RBIs late. She had like the dagger RBIs when it was 2-0 to make it 4-2. RBIs by Ashlyn Huff. And I already said Ada Troutman. By the way, Troutman, Randy said after the game, he said the freshman Troutman kid hasn't been playing very much. I think he said he should be like mugged and beaten up for not playing her more during the regular season, because she is crushing it right now. Bronze only gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 6 in a complete game shutout performance. So now Hunter will be seeing the Van Buren County Warriors go against the top dogs in the region, Louisa Muscatine. They'll be playing tonight at 7 o'clock. Columbus will be playing tonight against Eddyville Blakesburg. That's also in the same region, Class 2A, Region 2. Cardinal will be playing at North Mahaska. That all of those games are games to watch, in my opinion. This is going to be a potentially crazy region. Now, unfortunately, New London will not be playing because they fell to Pella Christian. New London WMU fell to Pella Christian 11-0 in that one. As did I mention all our 2A teams, Hunter? And then in 3A is the wild one, Hunter. We have 3A teams. We have 3A teams: Mid Prairie, Fairfield, and Washington, and they got put in 3 different regions. So we could have 3 state teams technically, Hunter, in Class 3A. I'm just going to click forward to backwards in 3A Region 5. We already told you that Washington will be playing Midland on Thursday night. Fairfield will be playing against Davis County. And Mid-Prairie, Hunter, will be going to beautiful Roland, Iowa to play Roland Storm.
What a ways to go.
What a ways to go. You know what? Can I tell you a little secret?
What's that?
I even know where Roland is.
Oh, my.
So that's what we'll be doing the next few days, chasing all these softball teams around. Yeah, Hunter. What else is there to say about small school softball? It's yet to be said. I'm hoping when we come back next week, we'll have some good news for you. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna go by quick too, because you get games pretty much every 2 days. Yeah.
You sure do. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Thank Andy. Oh yeah, I was gonna say there is more Southeast Iowa Union Prep Sports Plus, just a little bit for the C block. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Welcome back, Southeast Iowa Union's Prep Sports Plus. I should have asked this to producer Peter. I have a question for producer Peter. You can say it in my ear. In my ear, Peter. Midland plays at Washington in the postseason on Thursday night. Will that be on Southeast Iowa Union? Will that be on Southeast Iowa Live, even though it's a postseason game? Yes, it will. If you can't make it out, you'll want to see the Washington offense and pitching staff in all their glory on Thursday night. We'll have that on Southeast Iowa Live. You'll see either Hunter or I there. Hopefully someone will see my stool. I'm missing a stool. If anybody sees a stool, like a step stool, it's a black one. I think it might be in Washington on the baseball field, maybe. Need to email some Washington people. I don't know where my stool is. Been stealing my wife's. I'm going to be in the doghouse because she hasn't had it for days because we have a game every single day. Shout out to, Team Caitlin Clark for the All-Star game. Shout out to all our fans, our readers, our watchers. Hunter, you got any shout outs?
The Valkyrie and Fever just started right now.
They play during the day today. Oh my gosh, Hunter. After the show, I can watch the Fever game while I do my work. I'm going to put some money on that. No, I'm not actually. All right. That's all I got.
That's all I got, too.
Peace up, A-Town down, everybody.
We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.